Hello, everyone. Happy Black Friday. Um, Maybe it's morning, maybe it's noon, maybe it's in the evening, but welcome, whatever time it is, wherever you are, whether you're by yourself, whether you're with friends or family. Um, yeah, just welcome. And it's great to spend a little bit of time with you and probably maybe an intentionally or unintentionally different way than we've spent this holiday before. So, I had a few things I wanted to share with you, things that I am very passionate about, and maybe you'll find it interesting as well. So, I feel like one of my favorite things in the world, something that I'm so passionate about, is the art and the practice of astrology. So, astrology is, as one of my mentors described it, as a practice in understanding ourselves so that we can help understand others. So it's a practice in empathy. It's a practice in learning more about ourselves so that we can, feel at home within ourselves, so that we can not be at war with ourselves and just shed some light on things that maybe we've already always known about ourselves, but we haven't really brought out into the forefront. And it's a way that we can feel seen by ourselves and maybe seen by others. So it's a fun little practice, an ancient practice that has been going on for as long as people have been here, for as long as the stars have been visible in the sky above. And I think it helps us understand more about why we are the way we are. So it's something that I have found very useful and I'm very passionate about. So I'd love to share that with you if you're interested today. So if you are new to astrology, or if you are a seasoned professional, or if you've, just been exposed to it over some time, you're probably familiar with the concept of the sun sign. And so your sun sign is really the placement of where the sun was at the moment of your birth. So if you were born November 1st, then you were born when the sun was in Scorpio. If you were born beginning of June, you were born when the sun was in the sign of Gemini. And so your sun sign, many different astrologers we all have different takes on it, but the definition is of your sun sign is really like what you are here to do. It is your sense of self, your purpose, your vitality. It can speak to your ego. It can speak to relationship with a paternal figure. It can speak to really like your vocation, what you are here to do and how you are going to do it in the world. So I feel like it's the best way to approach astrology to begin entering into your natal chart, which is your natal chart is basically a snapshot of the sky at the moment of your birth. So if you were to take a picture of the placement of the planets in the sky at the exact moment of your birth, that would be your natal chart. And your sun sign is the one that we're probably most familiar with. So the way that you can do this, you can look up online. I'm sure you are aware of your birthday, so then you can just Google, if you're unfamiliar, go Google your birthday and ask, what sign am I born under? So there's 12 different signs in the zodiac. It starts at Aries and it moves all the way from Aries through 12 other different signs, and it ends at Pisces. So I was going to go through a little bit of that today and just tell you a little bit of a description of each of the signs. And so wherever your placement of your sun is, so whatever month you were born into at that moment, at that time, that would speak to the weather that you were born under. So it might speak to, what direction you're heading in your life and how you are here to fulfill your purpose. So let's say you were born during when the sun was in Aries. So that's typically the spring equinox. So right around March 22nd-ish. It does change every year, the exact date, because we have leap years. So right around that time, and the spring equinox is the marker for the first day of the season of Aries. And Aries is here to be bold. They are the first sign of the zodiac, and they are bold, they are assertive, they are direct, they are just here. They are born into the world. It is the symbol of, or the archetype of the warrior, and they are here to lead the troops out to war, to initiate, to take action, and to step into your power. So to lead, to assert, to take action, to stand up for the underdog, to fight, to stand up, to initiate, and to be first. So maybe how you move throughout the world is in some of that Aries nature. And, we're speaking to just the sun, your sun sign, but maybe your sun isn't in Aries. And maybe this is speaking to you even if you do not have that placement. It could mean that you have that in another personal placement in your chart. So even if that resonates with you, we have all 12 zodiac signs in our chart at all times. It just depends on which area we were working with at the moment. So after we have the sign of Aries, if you were born during the season of Taurus, Aries is very assertive, it's very quick, it's energetic, has a lot of energy. And Taurus is all about a slower way of moving. It's slowing it down, it's connecting to our senses, connecting to the smell, the taste, how we feel when we hear things, how we experience things, the world in front of the eyes. So it's also speaking to the material realm, speaking to that which appeals to our senses. How does the blanket feel? How does it feel when you touch it? Is it soft? Is it cozy? Kind of speaking to the things that actually actualize. So the physical realm, the material, and that which is of the physical, tangible earth. So connecting to all of that, slowing down, smelling the flowers, and connecting to that which appeals to your senses, and connecting maybe to some of the finer things. Maybe learning to play, to indulge, to connect with that what you can do with your hands. When people have a lot of Taurus energy, really good with crafts, really good with cooking, good with, I know my hairdresser is a Taurus, so really great with their hands. And so that speaks to that of Taurus. So once we figure out what we have, things of the earthly realm, we realize what we have, and then we're wondering, well, I have this, but we're wondering about the experience that all of the others have. So we're wanting to share ideas, we're wanting to communicate, we're wanting to compare, contrast, and just connect and share information with others. And that is stereotypical of Geminis. They are sometimes the Jack or the Jills of all, and the master of learning so many different things, and comparing and sharing information, and consuming, the ability to process and consume mass amounts of information, and always sharing and learning so many different things. And there's a sense of duality with Gemini. Gemini is, they're the twins. So it's connecting to seeing both sides, connecting to the other. Gemini is the element of air. So it's communication, it's sharing, and it's, Gemini works with others. So it is the two, the symbol of the two, and wanting to share and exchange ideas, to communicate and just articulate what they feel, what they experience, and wanting to share that with others. So sharing is caring. So maybe that is something of the Gemini nature that speaks to you if you are a Sun in Gemini individual. So just learning to share perspectives and see a different point of view. So, and then if we have the Sun in Cancer, it's, moving from Gemini to Cancer is really connecting to our emotions, It is extremely nurturing sign, very sensitive, very empathic, and wanting to connect to the ancestral ties. Really, maybe there's a really significant connection with your family. Maybe it's connecting with past memories. Cancers tend to really love their home. The home is the haven and here to help and to nourish others and connect in that way, to learn the art of giving and receiving with others and learning how to be vulnerable. You know, the Cancer is the crab. So there is this hard exterior shell, and maybe, you know, we have this shell because we need to feel safe, but it's learning to, how can we feel safe? How can we feel secure? And when we exchange ideas, but learning to cultivate compassion and a really nurturing connection with those around us, and really connect to our emotions, how we feel, our sensitivities, and also learn to listen to our intuition. When we move from Cancer to Leo, Leo is really establishing a strong sense of self and to be able to have an individualistic way to express the self. Maybe there's a little bit of flair of dramatics. Maybe there is an innate ability to be a leader, to step into a leadership role, extremely creative energy, and the ability to create and to maybe perform a little bit, or maybe to lead others in the way of creating, of connecting with others. So Leo is a fire sign. It is very passionate and wants to lead and to share and to act and to, you know, do all of those. It's sometimes in a role of, you know, the pride, or there's some element of magnetism that Leos have, and they have this ability to just like radiate this palpable energy that is infectious. So maybe a little bit theatrical, have a lot of fun with Leos. You always know when there's a Leo in the room. And then we move into the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is very practical. Leo is, you know, a little bit maybe more performative, or very vivacious and very energetic, and has a bold, like big personality. And Virgo is very practical, is analytical, and wanting to research and edit and go through and make sure that everything is done exactly to down to the detail, and very perfecting of the skill. They're the craftsman, they're the apprentice, and always wanting to help. That is one of the most beautiful attributes of the Virgos. They are here to perfect, they are here to help, they are here to serve. So how can I help you? What can I do? How can I make a difference? There's just like this purity of heart of Virgos. Sometimes very skilled in the realm of health, of routine, of great at creating a structure and creating a schedule. So practical. And one thing with Virgos is sometimes is getting out of the head, out of the intellect, and wanting to create this, you know, perfect way of being. But sometimes it's just, instead of creating this perfect way of being, sometimes it's just about being. Getting out of the head and into the body. And so maybe those are some themes around Virgo, if that's, you know, if the sun is in Virgo. If the sun is in Libra, here to create balance, here to create beauty, here to learn about partnerships, to learn about the other, but to not get lost in the other, to have a deep sense of self, but also work harmoniously with those around us. So wanting to create beauty, aesthetic beauty, great at creativity and wanting to put things together, the matchmaker, great at interior design, and just creating harmony. Also a great placement for people who really have a strong sense of what is fair, and someone who works in the justice system. Libra is the scales, the balance. So making sure that um, what is happening is fair and is fair for all parties involved. A great, a lot of Libras. I mean, it could be many professions from interior design to an attorney or a lawyer. So, yeah. And Scorpio, after Libra, after we learn about partnerships, relationships, the other creating beauty and harmony, Scorpio is moving into the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves. Scorpio is not afraid of the darkness, not afraid to talk about the things that are taboo, and to really dive deep and to understand more about why you are the way you are. I'm a Scorpio, so something that really appeals to me. Like, what makes you tick? Great for researchers, great for investigators, private investigators, great at analyzing data or research and just really digging deep into the heart of the matter. So Scorpios don't do anything lightly, and they're here in the world to go deep and to see what is below the surface, lingering there, and to really know what it means to transform, to have the metaphorical death where we become the phoenix and we rise from the ashes, the ability to transform, to transcend, and make the best of what we have around us, and to always be changing, always be evolving, always be transforming. So resilience is a huge word for Scorpio. Sagittarius is the sign of the teacher, the one who is always seeking, who is seeking out wisdom, who is seeking out adventure, who is wanting to travel, to explore the world, and to learn about how someone else does it on the other side of the planet. And to learn, to grow, to study, to explore, the ultimate professor, and to have a lot of fun along the way. Sag is so fun, a beautiful storyteller, and just wanting to always explore and have this deep sense of what is out there and what else could we be doing, and to teach, to guide, to inspire. And then we have Capricorn. If your sun is in Capricorn, you're maybe here to build a legacy for yourself, to build, to maybe to early on in life, there were some adversities that needed to be overcome, but here to, they are the sea goat, and to climb to the very top of the mountain and to build something that is, something really great, whether it's really excelling in whatever area that you are in, mastering something. It is the sign that is so responsible, determined, and rising above, ability to achieve really great things and to create this lasting founding structure and this really firm foundation. And then it's limitless to what you can build and to what you can create. So Capricorn is another version of the teacher. Sag is like the fun, exploring teacher, and Capricorn is the mastery, the responsible, the stable, the really building something that is, really huge and vast and so practical. So, just this legacy and this ability to make something that is larger than life. Very business oriented, great in business, the CEO, the executive, and So once we have this great foundation built, Aquarius is someone who is questioning all of those things that are already in place. So having a sun in Aquarius can, Aquarius is for the people, of the people. So wanting to make sure that, it's the humanitarian and looking at how can we help the masses? How can we help not just create something that is great and um, stable and secure for one group of people, but how can we help a mass amount of people? How can we, sometimes it's like rebelling against the hierarchy and the structure that is already put in place. And how can we, maybe forego some of the previous things that were put in place, and how can we create something new? How can we create a completely different world that we were born into? So the innovator, the rebel, and someone who is brilliant and forward thinking, and thinking of how can we do this differently? How can we innovate? How can we make something completely new? And then after we move through the entire zodiac, if your sun is in Pisces, it is the ultimate empath, the ultimate, it has embodies all of the previous zodiac signs within it. And it is the ultimate moving from the physical reality experience into transcending into another realm. The poet, the musician, the dancer, just the artist. Not that other signs can't be artists, but Pisces has all of this knowledge about how we've done things throughout the entire, human experience, and recognizing the need for union, for coming together, for, love is the answer, compassion, and this merging together, and the true altruist, and just moving from the material realm to the spiritual realm, and connecting to our spirituality, thinking about what is beyond, what are we doing here, asking a lot of those philosophical questions, and really connecting to all different parts of ourselves. So that is kind of the journey through all of the different signs that you could have your sun in. And maybe some of those speak more to you than others. Maybe some are like, that's not me, but oh my gosh, that sounds like my friend. That sounds like, my family member. That sounds like the person I met yesterday. I don't even remember their name, but oh my gosh, that's so them. So it's all different parts of the human experience, and many different variations in between. So just learning a little bit more about ourselves, learning about why we are the way we are. And that's just one of the planets that we work with in astrology, depending on the type of astrology that you practice. I practice modern astrology, and we work with 10 different planets. Then there are comets, then there are asteroids, then there are points, then there are so on and so forth. So it's all different ways to, different lenses in which we can see ourselves through, different ways that we can help ourselves feel seen and connect to different parts of our cosmic DNA. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was fun. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. And hope to see you soon at Practice Indie, either in person or online. And so thankful for this community. So yeah, have a good one.